Hey everybody, I'm about to show you how to make probably my favorite dessert of all time, and it's Mimi's Famous Blackberry Cobbler, and it's here on Family Savvy. If you wonder who Mimi is, that's my mother-in-law, and this is her recipe. She's been serving it to the family for years, and everybody loves it, so she was kind enough to share it with me and allow me to share it with you. Y'all are not going to believe how easy it is to make a cobbler that tastes just scratch like grandmother would have made. So, you're going to need a cast iron skillet. It is called Skillet Blackberry Cobbler, and the skillet makes a difference. Okay, the good thing about this is you don't have to make your own crust. I love Pillsbury. There are many refrigerated crusts, but this is what I use. And all the ingredients and the full recipe is on the blog. I'm just going to show you how it looks going through the steps. Okay, you have 2 crusts and you're going to use both of them. Okay, so the first step is to unroll the crust and the bottom of the skillet. So there's going to be a bottom crust and a top crust. Okay. This is all you do, and you don't have to be real exacting because you're not going all the way up the sides. You're just putting the crust in the bottom and you're going up just a little bit. And then you take a fork and you just press around until you've got some holes. Now I'm going to stick this in a 350 oven for 7 minutes. And then when I come back, we'll finish the cobbler. Okay, everybody, I just pulled this out after 7 minutes. You do this because if you don't, the bottom crust will not be cooked enough. So that's the first step. Now, for the blackberries. Okay, the great thing about this is that not only can you use frozen blackberries, they're actually better. When you use regular blackberries, fresh blackberries, they're more tender, more fragile, and they don't end up as well. So that's a good thing because it means that you can enjoy cobbler year-round, but it tastes just as good as fresh. Now, I've got on gloves because blackberries will stain your hands. Okay, so now I have the blackberries, and this is the first step. You take your sugar and your flour, and you just toss them together, and then you're going to pour the sugar and the flour that's blended really well. You're going to pour them over the blackberries and you just toss. Now the reason you're doing this is the cobbler. As the berries cook and they thaw during cooking, you'll see all these little pieces of, it's like dough, but it's basically sugar and flour. It mixes with the blackberry juice during cooking, and it just makes the most fabulous blackberry cobbler that's bubbling up between the 2 crusts. Okay, so there you go. Now, I was actually supposed to do flour, sugar, and butter, mix it up, and then toss it with the berries. But when you do that, it's sort of like crumbly Play-Doh. So you can actually do this, then pour your melted butter over, and you're going to get the same effect. But the recipe actually reads the other way, but it will be fine. And y'all, it's just hard to mess this up. Okay. So now you see this beautiful mixture, and now I'm going to put it into the crust, into the skillet with the bottom crust. Y'all, literally, there is nothing better than this with natural bean vanilla ice cream. It's so good. Look at that. And aren't I glad that I wore these. Last crust. Okay. And I have gotten several comments and emails saying my crust broke or my crust wouldn't go all the way to the edge of the skillet. Y'all, it doesn't. It's not a big deal. This is going to be great. Just get it as close to the edge as you can, okay? Just lay it on top and just stretch it with your hands as good as you can, and you don't have to really worry about going up the sides. Just now, I will say, if you can, try to sort of press it close to the edge because it will separate a little bit, but this is really all you need to do. And see, don't worry if it tears because we're going to pierce it with the fork. And the reason you always want to pierce your crust with a fork is where the air will come up and it won't burst. Okay? Now, and this is the last part, you do these cold pieces of butter. You just dot them on the top of the crust. Okay, so now we've added the butter. Now you sprinkle sugar, and y'all, you don't have to put as much as I have indicated on the recipe. Really, just put enough to, when the butter melts, to make just almost like a cookie crust. The butter and the sugar melt together and they seep down into the crust. They're so good. Okay, and then the water. And Mimi taught me, you just sort of do it like this and you just splash it on, and this is to keep the crust moist, and it just makes a difference. You know, sometimes these good old-fashioned family recipes have these tips that may not make sense, they just work. Okay, everybody, it's about to go into the oven. After the first lower crust baked at 350, I raised the temperature to 375 because you bake the cobbler in a 375 oven. So I'm about to put it in the oven, and then we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Okay, everybody, pull this out of the oven and look how fabulous. Okay. See how it bubbles up around the edges? And look at this sugary, buttery crust. It actually tastes very much like a cookie. And y'all, it's so delicious. I will say, I like making this 2 or 3 hours before I serve it because as it sits, it rests and it settles and it thickens up. It's wonderful if you serve it hot, but it's going to be a little more juicy and a little more runny. So I like to let it sit, and we always serve it with vanilla bean ice cream. Y'all, it is so, so good. And it's very hard to mess this up, and I just hope that you will try this Mimi's Skillet Blackberry Cobbler for your family. If you have any questions, always feel free to email me, jamie@familysavvy.com. I appreciate so much your watching, and you have a fabulous day.